Imagine this. Right now, someone or something loves you with a depth you have never fully allowed yourself to feel, and the other one is watching, waiting, hiding a truth so explosive it could burn down the life you carefully built. You are not loved by one heart. You are loved by two souls. One brings comfort. The other brings the secret that will set you free or destroy everything you think you are. Every person carries two inner souls or psychic forces that shape their entire existence from the moment of birth until the final breath. One of these forces lives in the visible realm of daily awareness. It presents itself as the harmonious personality that adapts to family expectations, cultural norms, social roles, and personal ideals of goodness and success. This soul feels familiar and comforting because it aligns with the conscious ego, the part of us that plans, achieves, maintains relationships, and seeks approval from the outer world. It speaks in the language of reason, morality, and stability, helping us navigate everyday life without descending into chaos. Yet beneath this ordered surface lies the second soul, buried deep within the unconscious layers of the psyche, where light rarely reaches. This hidden force operates according to its own autonomous laws, gathering energy from everything we have repressed, forgotten, or never dared to acknowledge. The visible soul builds bridges and seeks harmony, while the second soul carries immense love intertwined with dangerous truths that can unsettle the carefully constructed self-image. This buried psychic force does not hate or oppose us. Rather, it loves with a raw, uncompromising intensity that refuses superficial existence. It holds the unlived potentials, the rejected emotions such as intense anger, unbound creativity, forbidden desires, and primal instincts that the conscious mind has labeled unacceptable. Over years, these exiled elements do not vanish but accumulate power in the depths, forming a complete counter-personality that mirrors yet challenges the first soul. Where the visible soul offers gentle reassurance and continuity, the unconscious soul delivers sudden insights, vivid dreams, inexplicable attractions, and disruptive life events designed to prevent stagnation. This psychic duality creates the fundamental tension of human life. The conscious soul wants safety and recognition, crafting an identity around virtues and achievements. Meanwhile, the unconscious soul, rich with hidden love, pushes toward completeness by revealing truths that threaten that very identity. It communicates through symbols in dreams, through powerful emotional reactions to certain people or situations, and through inexplicable inner longings that feel both terrifying and magnetic. The danger lies not in the second soul itself, but in our refusal to recognize it. When ignored, its energy leaks out as anxiety, projection onto others, compulsive behaviors, or sudden crises that force confrontation. Yet when approached with courage, this same force offers liberation by integrating the dangerous truths into awareness, transforming them from threats into sources of extraordinary vitality and depth. The two souls exist in eternal relationship, one illuminating the path of adaptation and the other guarding the path of transformation. Their interaction forms the core dynamic of inner growth, where love from both sides pulls the individual toward a larger wholeness. The visible soul provides the container of personality, while the unconscious soul supplies the living fire of authenticity. Together, they generate the mysterious inner dialogue that makes every human life far more complex and meaningful than surface appearances suggest. This duality is not a flaw or illness, but the natural architecture of the psyche, present in every individual regardless of background or circumstances, constantly influencing choices, relationships, and the search for purpose. One soul loves you through light, acceptance, and idealization, wrapping your conscious self in warmth and affirmation that feels like coming home. This soul sees your best qualities, your efforts, your achievements, and your striving to become better. It offers gentle encouragement when you follow familiar paths, when you maintain harmony in relationships, when you uphold values taught by family and society. In its embrace, you feel worthy, seen, and safe. It idealizes your current identity, reflecting back an image of yourself that is polished, likable, and aligned with what the world rewards. This love manifests in moments of quiet satisfaction after fulfilling duties, in the comfort of long-term bonds where both people agree to support each other's presented selves, and in the inner voice that says, "You are enough as you are right now." It functions like a benevolent guardian that wants your life to flow smoothly, protecting you from unnecessary pain and helping you build a stable place in the outer world. Its acceptance is sincere yet selective, shining brightest on those aspects you already show openly and feel proud to claim. In striking contrast, the other soul loves you through challenge, destruction of illusions, and raw confrontation with your unlived life. This hidden lover does not comfort your ego with praise for what already exists. Instead, it burns with a fiercer devotion that demands you grow beyond present limitations. It sees every unlived potential you have pushed aside, the ambitions you abandoned out of fear, the emotions you silenced to remain acceptable, the creative urges you postponed, the instincts you judged as too wild or dark. This soul refuses to let you sleepwalk through existence. Its love arrives as tension, as restless longing, as sudden dissatisfaction with routines that once felt fulfilling. It destroys illusions by exposing where your conscious identity has become a cage rather than a vessel. You might experience this love as an intense attraction to someone who mirrors your repressed qualities, triggering both excitement and terror because they awaken what you long denied. Or it appears in recurring dreams that disturb your sleep with images of pursuit, falling, or transformation. It speaks through inexplicable irritations at people who embody your shadow, through creative blocks that force deeper inquiry, or through life events that strip away false securities and leave you facing your incompleteness. Where the first soul idealizes to nurture stability, the second loves by dismantling whatever prevents wholeness. It confronts you with your unlived life, not as punishment, but as urgent invitation. The rawness of this confrontation feels shocking because it reveals how much energy you have invested in maintaining a half-lived version of yourself. Yet this hidden lover's challenge carries profound care. It will not allow you to settle for a diminished existence. It pushes you into situations that test your limits, into relationships that expose contradictions, into inner dialogues that feel uncomfortable yet strangely alive. The destruction of illusions serves its deeper purpose, clearing space for genuine vitality to emerge. One soul holds you in the daylight of conscious approval, while the other walks with you through the night of untamed possibility. Their opposing ways of loving create the necessary dynamic that prevents stagnation and calls forth the full spectrum of your being. This interplay between gentle acceptance and fierce confrontation forms the hidden rhythm of inner development, where comfort and disruption together guide you toward greater authenticity. The shocking secret held by the hidden soul is that it conceals everything you have rejected about yourself, the vast territory known as the shadow, those aspects of your personality that you have pushed into darkness in order to maintain a coherent and acceptable self-image. From early life onward, you learned which qualities earned love and approval and which invited rejection, criticism, or shame. Anger, ambition that seemed too ruthless, vulnerability that felt weak, sensual desires labeled inappropriate, creative impulses deemed impractical, or even talents that threatened family patterns. All these were gradually exiled. The hidden soul gathers them not as refuse, but as living energy, preserving them with fierce loyalty. This secret is shocking because the shadow is not distant or alien. It is you, the full spectrum of your potential that the conscious personality has disowned in the name of safety and belonging. When this concealed content begins to surface, often through powerful dreams, intense attractions, sudden mood shifts, or disruptive life events, it carries the force of long-suppressed vitality. The revelation rarely arrives gently. It can shatter the current identity by exposing contradictions you have long denied. The responsible, kind person suddenly encounters waves of rage that feel foreign, yet undeniably theirs. The humble achiever meets ruthless ambition that refuses further self-minimization. The loyal partner feels overwhelming pull toward experiences that threaten the established relationship. These moments feel like betrayal from within because the ego has invested heavily in its chosen story. I am this kind of person, and not that. The hidden soul's secret destroys this comfortable fiction, revealing that the rejected parts have grown stronger in the unconscious, demanding recognition and integration. The shattering is painful precisely because it is honest. The psyche refuses to let half of you remain buried forever. Yet this destruction serves a greater purpose. The shadow, once revealed and consciously met, releases tremendous vitality that was previously locked away. Qualities that seemed dangerous become sources of strength. Anger transforms into healthy boundaries and assertive power. Repressed sensuality awakens deeper capacity for joy and connection. Abandoned creativity fuels authentic expression, and hidden vulnerabilities open the door to genuine intimacy. The liberation is not abstract but deeply embodied. Energy returns to your life, decisions gain clarity, relationships gain depth, and a new sense of aliveness emerges that no longer requires constant defense of a narrowed identity. The hidden soul protects this secret until you are ready, because premature exposure without sufficient consciousness could overwhelm. It waits for the right pressure of circumstances, the right relationship, the right inner crisis that cracks. Much of what we experience as being loved by others is not purely external, but a profound mirroring of our own inner psychic split between the visible soul and the hidden one. From the depths of the unconscious, we constantly send out fragments of ourselves into the world, casting them onto people around us as if they were independent qualities belonging entirely to them. This process, known as projection, allows the conscious personality to maintain its preferred image while the rejected aspects find expression through relationships. When you fall in love, for instance, you may feel seen and cherished in ways that seem miraculous, yet often the beloved carries qualities from your own unlived life. The partner who appears so strong and decisive may hold the assertive power you exiled long ago. The one who offers unconditional warmth may reflect the gentle acceptance your conscious self struggles to give its own hidden darkness. In this way, the outer world becomes a vast screen onto which the drama of your two souls is played out, making much of romantic or deep affection feel fated and intensely real. The visible soul projects its ideals and seeks confirmation through others who seem to embody harmony, reliability, and virtue. It draws people who reinforce the mask of acceptability, creating bonds that feel safe and validating. Meanwhile, the hidden soul, rich with repressed energy, projects its intensity, its forbidden longings, and its demand for wholeness onto those who trigger both fascination and fear. You might find yourself inexplicably drawn to someone chaotic or mysterious, sensing they hold a key to something essential within you. This attraction is electric because it is not merely about the other person, but about reclaiming lost parts of yourself. The shocking intensity of such connections reveals the inner split. One part of you seeks comfort through projection, while the deeper part seeks integration through the same relationship. Many conflicts in love arise here, when the projected image collides with the actual human being, leading to disillusionment, anger, or sudden withdrawal. What felt like perfect love suddenly feels like betrayal, yet the real betrayal was internal, the refusal to recognize that the beloved was never meant to carry your unlived self indefinitely. True love begins to awaken only when this mirroring is consciously understood and the projections are gradually withdrawn. Instead of demanding that others complete you or embody your missing half, you turn inward to meet the hidden soul directly. Recognition replaces projection. You acknowledge that the rage you saw in a partner lives within your own depths, waiting to be claimed as vital energy. You realize the creativity you admired in another is your own dormant fire. This withdrawal does not diminish relationships, rather it transforms them. Bonds become meetings between two whole individuals instead of unconscious attempts to heal an inner division. Love shifts from idealization and dependency to a deeper meeting grounded in authenticity. The outer world continues to mirror, but now with clearer sight. You see reflections without being possessed by them. Attractions still arise, yet they serve as invitations to integrate rather than escape into fantasy. The psyche moves from a state of fragmentation, where love is scattered across external figures, toward a centered wholeness where the two souls converse within. This recognition dissolves the compulsion to repeat old patterns and opens space for relationships that honor both light and shadow. The process demands courage, for withdrawing projections often brings temporary loneliness and the necessity of facing what was always yours. Yet, through this work, love ceases to be a search for missing pieces and becomes an expression of inner unity, where the outer connection reflects genuine meeting rather than unconscious compulsion. The conflict between these two souls generates a persistent inner tension that serves as the essential catalyst for all genuine psychological growth and the lifelong process of individuation. This tension arises naturally because the visible soul seeks order, adaptation, security, and social acceptance, crafting a coherent identity that functions effectively in the outer world, while the hidden soul pushes relentlessly toward completeness by demanding the inclusion of everything that has been excluded. One pulls toward stability and the comfort of known patterns, while the other stirs with disruptive energy, introducing doubt, longing, restlessness, and sudden insights that challenge the established order. Far from being a flaw or misfortune to be eliminated, this opposition creates the vital friction necessary for transformation, much like the grinding of stones that produces fire or the pressure that turns coal into diamond. Without this dynamic conflict, the psyche would remain static, trapped in one-sided development where only half of human potential finds expression. The tension manifests in countless ways throughout life. It appears as the quiet dissatisfaction that follows periods of apparent success, when achievements that once satisfied the conscious personality suddenly feel hollow because the hidden soul reminds you of unlived possibilities. It surfaces in relationships that begin with ideal harmony but later reveal sharp differences, forcing both partners to confront their own inner divisions. Creative blocks, recurring dreams filled with opposition and pursuit, inexplicable attractions to people or situations that threaten comfort, moral dilemmas where duty clashes with deep inner truth. All these are expressions of the two souls in dialogue. The friction generates emotional heat, anxiety, restlessness, grief over lost potentials, bursts of unexpected anger, or waves of inspiration that refuse to be ignored. Many attempt to resolve this discomfort by choosing one soul over the other, suppressing the hidden voice through distraction, overwork, or rigid adherence to rules. Yet the tension only intensifies, often breaking through in symptoms or life crises that demand attention. This catalytic conflict drives individuation by compelling the conscious personality to expand beyond its current limits. Each confrontation with the hidden soul requires the ego to loosen its grip on a narrow self-image, to tolerate uncertainty, and to integrate previously rejected qualities. The process is rarely smooth or linear. It involves repeated cycles of opposition, suffering, and eventual synthesis. Through the tension, rejected emotions transform into conscious strength, unlived talents find channels of expression, and the psyche moves gradually toward greater wholeness. What begins as painful division becomes the very mechanism that forges depth of character, resilience, and authentic individuality. The friction prevents premature settlement into a comfortable but incomplete existence, ensuring that life remains a dynamic journey rather than a static state. Every moment of inner struggle, every instance where comfort and challenge collide, serves this larger purpose of awakening the full human being who can hold both light and darkness without being torn apart by them. The two souls in conflict do not seek to destroy the individual, but to birth a larger, more alive consciousness capable of embracing the totality of human experience. This necessary opposition remains active throughout life, continuously shaping choices, relationships, and inner development as the psyche strives toward ever greater integration. Ignoring the secret-bearing soul, that hidden carrier of shadow and unlived life, inevitably leads to a gradual withering of vitality or sudden explosive crisis, because the psyche cannot remain divided indefinitely without paying a heavy price. When the conscious personality persistently turns away from the uncomfortable messages arriving through restless longing, disturbing dreams, or inexplicable attractions, the rejected energy does not dissolve. Instead, it accumulates pressure in the unconscious, leaking out in the form of chronic fatigue, inexplicable anxiety, repetitive dysfunctional patterns in relationships, or a pervasive sense of emptiness despite external success. Life begins to feel flat and repetitive, as if one is moving through the motions while something essential remains asleep. The visible soul maintains its orderly existence for a time, building routines, achieving goals, and securing approval. Yet beneath the surface, a quiet stagnation sets in. Creativity dries up, relationships lose their spark, and joy becomes increasingly difficult to access because half the psychic energy remains locked away, unavailable for conscious living. If the avoidance continues long enough, the hidden soul forces its way into awareness through crisis. A sudden breakdown, a devastating loss, an intense infatuation that upends everything, a health issue with no clear physical cause, or a dark night of the soul arrives like an earthquake, shattering the carefully maintained facade. What feels like destruction is actually the psyche's emergency attempt to restore balance. The suffering in these moments is acute precisely because so much unlived life has been postponed. The individual who once felt in control now faces waves of emotions and impulses that seem alien, yet they belong to the self. Depression, rage, compulsive behaviors, or radical life changes become the only language through which the ignored soul can finally speak. Many experience these crises as personal failure or punishment, when in truth they represent the hidden lover's desperate act of love, refusing to let the person die half-formed. In contrast, embracing the secret-bearing soul through conscious confrontation opens the path to genuine wholeness. This embrace requires courage to face what has been rejected, to enter into dialogue with the darkness rather than fleeing from it. One begins by acknowledging the shadow without immediate judgment, exploring intense dreams, sitting with uncomfortable emotions, examining projections in relationships, and allowing forbidden desires and ambitions to have a voice. The confrontation is rarely comfortable at first. It feels like descending into chaos, questioning long-held values and risking the identity one has worked so hard to build. Yet within this deliberate meeting, something remarkable occurs. Suffering that once felt meaningless begins to reveal its purpose. The pain of facing repressed anger transforms into clear personal boundaries and authentic power. The grief over unlived potentials fuels renewed creative fire. The terror of vulnerability deepens the capacity for real intimacy. Each act of confrontation integrates fragments of the psyche, returning stolen energy to the center. What was split becomes united. The personality expands, no longer needing to defend a narrow version of itself. Depth emerges naturally as layers of pretense fall away, replaced by a richer, more textured way of being. Relationships shift from projection and dependency toward genuine meeting between whole individuals. Life regains its color and movement. The suffering endured in the process does not vanish, but is alchemized into wisdom, resilience, and a profound sense of inner union. The two souls no longer war against each other, but begin to dance in creative tension, producing a wholeness that feels both grounded and transcendent. This integrated state brings freedom from the compulsive search for external completion, as the individual discovers the capacity to contain opposites within themselves. Through confrontation, stagnation gives way to flowing development. Crisis transforms into initiation, and the secret once feared becomes the greatest gift, birthing a human being who lives fully rather than partially. Symbolic revelation emerges as the primary language through which the hidden soul communicates its urgent messages, speaking not in ordinary words but through a rich stream of symbols that bypass the rational mind and strike directly at the depths of the psyche. Dreams serve as the most intimate and frequent channel. Each night, when the conscious personality surrenders control, the hidden soul stages vivid dramas filled with strange figures, mythic landscapes, powerful emotions, and paradoxical situations. A recurring chase through endless corridors may reveal your flight from repressed vitality. A mysterious lover who both attracts and terrifies often personifies aspects of your own unlived erotic or creative power. These nocturnal images are not random firings of the brain, but precise symbolic expressions crafted by the second soul to highlight what has been neglected. They compensate for one-sided waking attitudes, showing the opposite of your conscious stance, and insisting that integration must occur before wholeness can be achieved. Intense attractions function as waking dreams, carrying equally potent symbolic weight. When you encounter someone who awakens an overwhelming mixture of fascination, longing, and fear, the hidden soul is projecting its concealed content onto that person. The attraction feels fated because it activates unconscious complexes, mirroring qualities you have exiled, perhaps wild freedom, ruthless honesty, sensual depth, or spiritual intensity. The other becomes a living symbol, a mirror that reveals your own hidden face. Rejecting or blindly pursuing such attractions leads to repeated suffering, while conscious exploration turns the encounter into a pathway for retrieving lost parts of yourself. The hidden soul uses these magnetic pulls to say, "Here lies something essential that you must reclaim rather than outsource to another human being." Sudden life disruptions operate as dramatic symbolic enactments on the stage of external reality. A career collapse, the unexpected end of a long relationship, a health crisis, or an inexplicable shift in circumstances often arrives as the hidden soul's forceful intervention. These events shatter the ego's carefully arranged order, stripping away false securities and forcing confrontation with what has been ignored. What feels like meaningless chaos carries hidden purpose. It clears space for new growth and reveals where energy has been blocked. The disruption functions as a symbolic death and rebirth, compelling the personality to descend into uncertainty so that a larger life can emerge. Inner voices, those quiet yet insistent whispers, spontaneous insights, or autonomous thoughts that arise during moments of stillness, complete this quartet of revelation. They speak with an authority that feels both familiar and alien, offering guidance that contradicts conventional wisdom or challenges comfortable habits. When attended to with respect rather than immediate dismissal, these voices guide the individual toward necessary choices that serve wholeness. All these symbolic forms, dreams, attractions, disruptions, and inner voices share one consistent message from the hidden soul. Do not reject what I bring, but integrate it. They urge you to move beyond fear or judgment, to dialogue with the symbols, to translate their meaning into conscious action and attitude. Each revelation invites a living relationship with the unconscious instead of opposition. By deciphering and honoring these messages, the two souls begin their sacred convergence. The individual learns to read the psyche's symbolic script, transforming apparent randomness into a coherent journey of deepening self-realization. The hidden soul never stops sending these revelations, patiently repeating them in new forms until the conscious personality finally turns toward integration with courage and curiosity. Embrace both souls, the light that comforts and the darkness that transforms, and you will finally become whole, fully loved from within.